wow. Hey, November man. What's up? No, I just started. I'm just making some time. Gonna start in 5 minutes maybe. Hey Yoshi, what's up? Yeah, you know what? That will be good. I'm going to remove the music and add the sound because today I'll be explaining everything I'll be doing. If I increase everything here. Ah, that's better. It's a bit too much for me.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That's right, the third chapter. The superheroes are all here. Who will rise to the top?
It's too loud for me. That's good. My audio? You mean my microphone? What about now? I have it at the maximum. Let me see if I can. No, I don't have any options here. Maybe I'll have to speak louder because I cannot increase the volume of my microphone. La 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 la. Hello, hello. Let's see. Phoenix Wright, Virgil, Dante Ryu, Chun-Li Trish. Yeah, I think I'm going to reduce the volume of the game. Or the desktop in general. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's see. So, well, last time I just worked with normals and the animation, so I just repeated a lot of things that I said previously on the first part. So as you can see, by now I have the functionality of my normals already done. I have some command normals. This is forward H. I'm going to use it for looks like in Project Justice. I still have a lot of work to do with it, but at least I can see it right now. I have the idea of my character wrote down here. So, okay. Today I'm going to start with specials, but before that, I was playing with him and I saw that, and I remember that Doctor Strange has a like a parry, you doing back and H. This is a physical parry. It only repositions the character. Well, yeah, I could add something to Hideo, and with that you can learn about changing states with captures. So let's count that as a special. What I don't know is if this is normal cancelable. No, it seems not. Is it neutral only? It seems so. That's fine. But maybe I could do it normal cancelable. It will help me with combos, but let's try that. Remember, it's always about trying new things. If it gets too broken, then you can just fix it again. Because if I add the counter by now and doing it through cancels, it may help me with grounded combos. So let's do that. So the first thing I need to do is, where is this parry? Let me just move it. I'm going to get into my modding notes. Let's get into my anim char and search for Doctor Strange. I know he's one of the last characters. If I'm not wrong, it's illusion, right? Yeah, it should be illusion, and we have the illusion counter, which is the capture state, if you want to say it like that. Okay, I believe so. Give me a moment. Okay, sorry. So what I want to do now is to check where is this attack, these command normals. So what I'm going to check first is to check my base act file, because here we have the normals for my character, and sometimes we have, well, most of the time we have the command normals here. As you can see, we have 4H. But sometimes we also have it in other places, like common special attack file. So I know that is this one is 175. Let's check that again. Remember, we can get here into anim char CMN. 175. It should be this number on the left. Remember, if you search for that, we can also do the conversion 175 and be AF. It's gonna be AF. But if you search for it here, remember that this spreadsheet has some rows that it's using, so you'll have to add 2 more numbers for it. So as you can see, you have 175, but I add 2 more rows, and then I have the value that I want. But yeah, it will be easier just to convert the value. In this case, AF, and if we remember here, illusion is AF. This is fine. I believe, I don't know if this is a flag. Let's check. It should not be, but I don't know if there's a flag here for that makes the attack neutral only. So I'm just going to check also the common special attack file, because again, sometimes we can find the attack here, but it seems we don't have it. So I don't know if that's hard-coded. Also, maybe another thing that it may be happening is that we may have it as normal. So let me check it. Hideo and get the NMChar. If you remember, the normals have this state that is 0, 1. I think it's 0. Or if you have this state here, it means it's grounded and it's an attack. And since I don't have the flag for special, let me see. It should be here. It should be this one. So let me just check 1 to F. Yeah, I don't have that number, so it's not an special. It's checking it as a normal attack. But let's see, it was AF. Indeed, is a normal attack. Let's see what happens if I just change it here. If everything goes well, then I should be able to cancel my normals to it. So what there. Let's save it. Let's reload it. No, it's not doing it. So yeah, if it doesn't work like that, what I can do is to create the command directly in the common special attack file, which is what I'm going to do. Just a thing with base attacks, base act file, try not to modify it, and by that I mean to add or remove things, because sometimes it gets a little freaky. And you really don't want, you can create some bugs with it. For example, I remember that I tried to add a command normal to Thor file, and it messed up with other things. So try not to modify a lot this. So for this case, what I'm going to do is just to remove this for H. I'm not going to remove it. I'm just going to replace it with the values I have here. And by doing this, we just have the same attack. It won't modify a lot my character, or it won't modify anything. I'm just removing the for H. So let me just replace the base act by. Oh, you mean through the hex editor? Yeah, maybe that will be a way to do it. But in any case, I always try to not mess with it. And as you can see right now, I don't have it. I don't have my back edge. And that's fine. What I want to do is to use it as a special attack. So let's create one. Let's go directly to my command special attack. And in this case, since I already have one here, I'm just going, that uses a direction and a button. Let me just copy that. Or, other thing, if you know a character that does it, you can copy it. So I know that Bad Box Art Mega Man use something like that. So let me just common special attack. I should have one 6H somewhere around here. Yes, I have it here. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to export it. And here I'm going to duplicate an entry. It doesn't matter. I just want a new one so I can import here the one that I had. And there you go. So I'm gonna explain this quickly. As I said before, here we have the commands, and from there we point to which anim char entry we're going to use. So in this case I have a forward. We have the leniency to not use anything but forward, but in this case I'm going to use back. So I'm just going to replace that. Back H is fine for me. And remember, it was 1 AF, right? So it should be 7.5. So execute action tells me to where it's going to point to. This case is 7.5. And since I'm not using these subchunks right now, I can just delete them. So let me delete. Oops. I don't know what happened here, but let's try it again. Hideo. Okay. I'm going to duplicate this entry, import this one, and I'm going to save it before I do anything else. Now let's reload it just to be sure. Okay, I have my 6H. Let me see if I can remove this subchunk. Okay, there you go. I delete 1, I delete 2, and I'm going to delete the third one. Good. Now I'm just going to save it. And now I can move it up. Remember, it's important that where you put this entry, because if you put it in front of or at the last position, it will prioritize this move before the other ones. So I'm just going to set it to the first ones. Yes, here. And okay, so white has a size of -1. This is weird. It has a size of -1. I'm going to just add 2 and see what happens. Okay, so in this case I have my attack I'm not going. Here I can select if I want it to be neutral, if I want it to be a special, if I want it to be a super. As you can see here, it's a special, it's air special. Either means for DHC. This is super. So let me just change it to a special. As you can see, there's a special plus. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it for this character, but it's a hierarchy, and it's in between the special and a super. For example, if you know X23, you can cancel any special in the air with this slash that goes forward or diagonal. I don't remember the name. And it helps you to do different stuff. But you can just consider it as a level above a special before the super. Few characters have that ability. Spider-Man, for example, you can cancel your spider sting to web zip. But okay, I'm going to leave it as special. I want it ground. Neutral combos. This is important. If you want it to be neutral only, you are going to use that attack only when you are not doing anything else. So you cannot cancel it from normals. You can cancel it from specials. For example, you have a special plus. But in this case, I want to cancel as a common special. Okay, this flag is common to the attack, so let's just keep that. And let's see what happens. Let me save that. I'm going to modify common special attack. So did I have forward, right? Yeah, I did not change that. So let's see what happens here. Because, oops. Yeah, there's another priority. So let me just check this to back. Save. No, not base. Act. Common special. Why not doing it? Let me check back up. Okay. Select one as H. I don't know if this has anything to do, but let's just see, because I had it before. Common special attack. This is Hideo, right? Yeah, it's Hideo. It's Hideo. Impact palm. Why is not doing it? Hey. Could it be that it is because I modified the base act? Six 12. Oh yeah, because there's nothing 612. I need it to be in 7.5. So again, 7.5. That's why it's not doing it. Let me just go back. No, common normals doesn't count as special, because if so, you wouldn't be able to cancel this into anything else. This is a command normal. And then we have specials. But for me, in this case, I'm counting this back edge as a special. Okay. We now have access again to back edge. What I want to know is... Okay. We cannot cancel it because sometimes if you mess with command normals instead of using base act, you add it to your command special attack. You can do some weird things like, let me see, this guy for example. Yeah, there are things that we still don't comprehend. But look at this. I have a free blink. Why? I don't know. But I have it. And it seems it's not the same with this guy. Okay. So let's create our counter. So for that, what I'm going to do is to copy a counter from another character. In my case, I could use, well, I want to use Blade of Zion because I made him just not many months ago. So let me just check. Where is Jihad? There you go. And now it's attack plus S. It should be around here. Yes, there we go. And then now it's a counter directly. It doesn't mean it's a counter, but it uses the body collision this way. If you see attacks, they have an ATI reference, which is the damage and how the startup and everything else. And then you have the collision box. We have a reference. But if we have a double F, this means there's no collision for it. There's no tag collision for it. And instead it's going to use the whole body. This is commonly used for counters. So what I'm going to do is just export this because I know it. And I know that counters work as, well, you need transitions for it. So let me see if I can get it. Let's follow the ATI. In this case, jihad, attack info. It is at 31. There you go. If you can see here, we have counter, mid, low. And enable transition, that's good. And here we declare to which NMChar entry is going to move. So in this case it's 11.5. I know that group 11 is in the throws group. So commonly a character has every capture state for the character, not the opponent, after the throws or the grabs. There are exceptions where you can find it. For example, in case of Doctor Strange, it's just 2 entries after the one I'm using. But commonly that's the way it is. So I'm going to also export this. And let's work with it. So I know it's AF. As you can see, we also have this double F, which means oh, this is important. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to explain it. We have double F, which means it's going to check for the collision. Also, it's overriding the collision entry. So, okay. Let me just override this. There you go. Wait, I don't remember which entry used. So let me just go back to Hideo. AF. So it's 28. Okay, that's good. It's going to be at 28th. I'm not going to modify that, but what I'm going to do, since I'm using back H, I need to add a, instead of projectile destruction, for example, I'm not going to add projectile destruction. I need to add a throw hitbox. Commonly, attacks with H, if you're using a directional, for example, standing H, you can find the throw hitbox. It's just during the first frame, it's going to appear, and is what declares for the grab. And also, commonly attacks at the hitbox info reference at frame 0. If you can see, with L, with M, we have the hitbox info ref at frame 0. But if we want to add a throw reference, we're going to add it on that attack at frame 0, and then on the next frame we add the hitbox info reference. So, okay, I added it here. I added that. I'm going to move this to the next frame. I don't need this weapon prop. This is going to be an special, so just to be clear, yeah, I need to add this one here. Okay, base game marble is defined common special attack. Yeah. Side effect from defining 6H or 4H common normals. Okay, correct. So let's see, what do we need? I'm going to remove this and let me check for, this is the attack. I just need to check the animation for 4H. It's going to be 37 frames. Okay, 37. Allow action. 1 frame before that. I don't need to check the install. I'm not going to add projectile destruction. These sounds are not needed. This is fine. Okay. Remember, I have it at 28 reference. So this is for 4H for Hideo, yes. This counter is going to be back H. And my animation in this case, let me just keyframe for H, for H, for H. It's 9. It's going to be 9. Let's do this. And in the ATI, I want to get into the 28 because that's the one I have here. Yeah, it's a common move. If you see here, we have the counter high mid and enables transition, but I'm going to add this one. The startup will be at sixth frame. Mm. 10 frames should be good enough. And let's just leave it like that for now. Let's see if it works. I'm going to replace this. I'm going to replace the attack information. I need to add my animation. Hideo. Yes, this is an original move. Nine. Yeah, sometimes we need to marvelify, if you want to say it like that, a character, because if we keep the attacks as they are from other games, sometimes it won't work as expected. So we need to translate the idea of the character and maybe sometimes create a new designs for it. What I like to do is to think of different tools that I can add, but keeping the essence of the character. In this case, let's add 1.9. Remember, it's in LMT1 because we're working with attacks. And let's see how it looks. I don't want that. Yeah, there you go. But here we have an issue. Seems it's hitting. Okay. That's happening because I did not change the pointer to the transition. But my main animation is working. Okay. Let's get into the next part. I wanted to point at the very next entry. In this case, it's going to be 108. So let's search for it first. 108. In this case should be here. Should be 11 something. There you go. 11.4. So in this case I'm pointing to 11.5. If I'm not wrong, 11.5 should be 100. Well, it's 109. And let's see what happened there. In 11.9 is the astral magic capture. That's what is happening. That's why we got that. But for me, I want it to be 11.4. And I'm going to replace that with this. In this case, it's just the Hadoken that we created last time. So let me just remove this. And this will be a special attack. That's okay. I don't want it to be a projectile. You don't really need to modify this. It's just like it's a good practice to have that for projectiles, but you don't really need it. My animation will be number 10, but remember we're working with hex values, so instead of 10 I'm going to use A. After 9 comes A, B, C, D, F. So A means 10. There you go. I'm not going to spawn anything. Ground dust may be useful. Let me check the previous animation. This one. Okay, at frame 5 will be the attack and 38 frames. Scale with 37 to allow action. At frame 6 we're going to have the effects. Remove this thing. And I'm going to, for now I'm just going to copy a value. Just going to copy this info ref just to have something there. Remember, in this case, I'm not able to do a throw from that attack, so I'm just going to add it at frame 0. And animation A. Okay. Let me check. Just a thing here. What I would need to see. Where was it? AF. Throw hitbox. 5B. Okay, just let me see. Throw hitbox 5BA. That seems fine. And what else? What else? What else? AF. Okay. Okay, this seems fine. Let me just save this. And save this. I'm going to add my animation. 110. That's fine. Let's replace the files. Okay. Let's see what happens. There we have throw for it. Let's check the hitboxes. Why is doing this? It's calling for a hitbox that why is doing it? This is fine. Do we have something duplicated here? Let me check if Blade of Sign does it, by the way. Yeah, this is working fine. Let me see if I remove this. What happens? Yeah, is that one. Let me check. Never counter hit mid low. Active frames 10. This seems fine. If not, what we can do is to copy directly from a character that we know. Something from a base character like Wesker. Let's see if Wesker has something different. How can I know? We need to get into Wesker's files. So if I'm not wrong, should be reverse DP, right? 4 to 1 is 38. Same thing. Middle transition. Counter mid low. Wall bounce. That seems fine. I don't know what may be happening. This is Hideo, right? 1, 2, 8. I'm just going to replace that with this, just to see. It does something different. Oh, look at that. It still calls for the hitbox. This is very weird. What could it be? What could it be? It was level 4. Let me check just if this is something different. This is fine. Maybe it's related to this flag. Let me see if that's it. I don't think so, but let's try that. still there. Hmm. I don't know if there's something related to Doctor Strange. Hmm. Maybe that's why it's using the collision reference. So that was AF. Attack collision info. Ref. Let's try that. So I'm going to move that to 3. Let's copy, paste, move those to 1. Just copy these values. Wait. If not, well, I'm just going to leave it as a normal attack. But let's see if this is enough. Oh, there you go. Let's see if the counter works. Counter settings. Pull back. Okay, wait a minute. I need. Yeah. There you go. Mystic Sword. Since I moved this to here, I'll have to reduce the startup. I moved that to one place, right? So it's going to start at 4. Then, instead of going to here, 11.4, and counter high, mid, low. Attack info. There you go. Nice. My counter works. Now I need to add the attack values there. Cool. Now I'm going to add them here. So what can I do? Let's just make an stagger attack. So I'm going to take standing H, export, and I'm going to add it here in 2B. So if you remember, we talked about flags here. You can add special things that you want for your attack. Maybe I want it to be hard knockdown. Force air reset. Let's leave it like that. What I want is to make the attack at the stagger state. So here you can add at what state you want your opponent to be if it gets hit. So for the common animation, just add stagger. Same for counter. If I want it in the air, maybe wall bounce. Let's add hard knockdown. Hard knockdown. I need also soft knockdown just to be sure. And damage, let's add, it's going to be a big hit, so let's add some damage there. Middle gain is fine. This is fine. Let's add some hit stop there. 11 would be nice. Here in juggle, we will set up the velocity and the speed of if I wanted to go upwards, if I want to go back or forward horizontally, but in the air. So if it's going to be a stagger animation, it doesn't matter. But if I hit the opponent in the air with the counter, I want the character to fly away backwards. So I'm going to add like, I don't know, 400. Juggle height, I'm going to increase a little bit and add a bit more speed to that. I don't think I need super jump because my character is going to be in the ground. Yellow M sparks is fine, and swing is fine. Maybe I want the screen to shake a little bit, so there's another entry for that. Screen shake on hit, yes. Let's add like strength 2. Okay, so I don't need Wesker anymore, or strange. Remember, my counter attack is at 108. So, and my attack info entry is at 2B. So I'm just going to replace this to B. This effect is fine. Also, I forgot something. Commonly, counters have vulnerability for the first frames. So I'm going to add that. I don't remember the flag, the command for that, but I know that level 3s commonly have that. And I know that Doctor Strange has that. So let me search for it. It should be here, ground level 3. And here we have it. Is 13C to start it. I know that 04 is invincibility. If I add something here, you will see it adds other specific states. So let's just keep it like that. Shut. So I want it to start at the beginning or before it starts the action, and then I'm going to end it here. Oh, good thing I click it directly. It's 13D, end state, invincibility. It's the same number. So I'm just going to copy that, or I can copy here, or even I can copy the frame, the command block, And I'm going to set it up here. Let's say I want, how many frames did I have? Like 10, right? So let's add 10. The attack is going to start at frame 5. We have 10 frames of activation. It's fine, 10. We have 5 frames of vulnerability after the hitbox is active. So let's just keep it like that. And modify the attack info. Air parry? No, I'm not going to add an air parry. Okay. We have Shuma that attacks, does different attacks there, just for H. So let's see if I can counter it. There you go, and I have the stagger. And I'm invulnerable, sorry. So let's just confirm that. Yeah, as you can see, I have no hitbox there. I did it a bit late. Hey! I don't know if you're watching it, Joshi, but my controls are reset. I don't have the player to, yeah. Just because I got that window, that pop-up. So let's just try it. Yeah, they got reset. Yeah. Hey, I cannot. Yeah, look at that. They got reset again. Yeah, invulnerable. And I think my attack is starting a bit late. But there you go. I have my counter. Let me just confirm that it's working as intended in the air or against air attacks. Playback. Okay. Yeah, that's working fine. Of course, I'll modify the values later. But the counter is working. Worst case scenario, you can update the framework. Not have the proper function. Yes, I can. I can do it if I hit it in the ground. Yes, I have the. Let me just. Sorry. Need to press back just to block. Yeah, I can punish. There you go. I have a functional counter. If I whiff a normal and someone attacks me, I can't do my counter. As they push block me and want to punish me again, I can't do my counter. That is also an option. Sell it. maybe it's a very strong tool, but we will see. Okay, we have the counter done. Now let's go back to my projectiles. In the first part I did say hacken, but it seems that I used the slot of the animation for the forward edge. And now whenever I do the Hadoken or the projectile, it's doing the other animation. So let's change that and adapt it. Yeah, an option select means that you do one action that you could get different results. For example, let's say you do a dash forward in the air with Nova, pressing an H. You just keep pressing forward. It can hit or it can be a grab in the air if the opponent is near enough. And if the opponent is even crouching, it can be an overhead. So you have options there. In this case, I have a counter. And if the character is near enough, it becomes a throw. It may be too good. We don't know. So let's redo the projectile. Okay. So for that, I already worked with the animation. Let me just check. Yeah, that will be 11. So let's do that. Let's import an animation, keyframe 111, say hacken L. Let's just import the other one, say hacken M. Import, say hacken H. And I want to give a different action for the projectile. I don't want it to be a common Hadoken clone. I mean, it's going to still be a common Hadoken clone, but you'll see what I'm talking about. So let's just open it. So Hadoken in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 for Ryu, it starts at frame 9. It's active at frame 9. You summon the projectile frame 9. So what I'm doing here is making my character create a fireball and release it until frame 24. But that projectile is going to be slow and I'm going to recover faster. And since I'm taking my time to create a fireball, it's going to have more priority than a common fireball. So let's see. Okay, let's redo it. So I have it here at BE. I have 50 frames now. My animation is going to be 11, that is P. My projectile is going to be summoned at frame 24. This is going to be at 25. And I will allow action. Let's allow action at 45. Oh, 44 is okay. Let's just save. No, this part in particular is not going to work against projectiles. If I need to add that later during playtesting, I will be glad to do it. But for now, it's okay as it is. So, yeah, there you go. It takes its time to summon the projectile. That's fine. I'm going to reduce the velocity of the projectile. Let me check the values for it. That will be, say, Haken. I may not have it here. Okay. What I'm going to do now is to delete this param and export everything that I have right now. Now I should be able to see my say Haken. There you go. So first of all, instead of doing the damage, I'm just going to increase a little bit. That's it. I don't want anything else for now. And let's modify the priority of the projectile. So that will be in SHT here in the next part in SHT reference. We can modify, as you can see here, we have the priority. We have different levels of priority. We go from lowest to low to medium to low hyper, hyper, and ultra hyper. So common projectiles are like Solfis, Hadoken, or I believe arrows from Hawkeye are low priority. Common specials have low priority. And here in the durability you can increase it to beat the other projectiles. So since this is a slow projectile, it's going to be a slow projectile. It's going to take some time to create it and to shoot it. I don't want it to be the double of a common projectile, but maybe a little bit less. Let's just add 8. So this means that if a Hadoken clashes with my projectile, with a Seihaken, my Seihaken is going to beat it. But for the next Hadoken, that my opponent's projectile is going to beat my Seihaken. That is out. And since my projectile needs more frames to summon another one, then we have like a balance there. Yes, the average durability is 5. And I'm not going to add more, a bigger number of hits. I'm not going to add more hits. But what I'm going to do is increase the size of my projectile. So for now, what I'm going to do is just increase the hitbox size. Let's increase it to 40. Let me see how big it is right now. That's a bit small. I'm going to increase it to 43. Let's see what happens. And I want it to be slower. So as you can see here, you have X speed. Right now it's at 9. Let me just reduce it to 7, maybe. So I can shoot it and go behind it. Its found position is fine. Let's just test it. Say Haken W. That's fine. And let me just replace. This is a shot. You will see that the projectile, the model or the effect is still the same size, but now the hitbox is bigger, and I think it's not big enough yet because I'm going to increase the size of the projectile. But for now, yeah, I have it. I have the speed that I want. So let me see. Yeah, my controls got reset. So I can do this. Oh, I cannot blink with this. Okay. Maybe a little bit slower will be fine. Let's just try 6 and leave it there. See, wait. I wanted this to be bigger, so let's just add 50. See how can WSHT. There you go. Okay, let's try to do the visual of the projectile a little bit bigger. So, but for that, I need to modify the effect file, and that's where the if else comes in. So let me just get here. Okay, I have it in my common. Remember that since this is a borrowed projectile, the file should be in the character that it comes from. In this case, I have it from Rio, and this is the effect file. So let me just export it. And I'm going to show you what we do to increase them. So previously we checked these hex files. So we checked this file and we modify the hex values for each reference that it uses. For example, in this case it's using the effect common fire, VM1, and we used to search for a value around here. If I'm not wrong, it should be like this one, or this is color, I don't remember. And we modify the value there. How they know that, I don't know, but that's how we used to do it. But by now, thanks to Among Shadows, we know that below, down at the bottom of the file, we have all the references here. We know because of these values. Yeah, I also get scared of this, but we have to do it this way because EFLs in general, we don't know a lot about them. But okay, the thing that we know is that after each entry, so we know that it should be this one, this is entry A, this is entry B, this is entry C. We can modify the actual value that it has. So, sadly, we have to go blindly here. So let's see. Let's get to value 0. This should be the first one. I know that these values, these 3 values, because remember it's hex, we use 4 pairs of characters. I know that float point, numbers with decimal work this way. So if you need to know a decimal value to convert it to hex, there's a page that we commonly use that is Grextol. Yeah. We need to click on swap to big endian, and here I know that one is 83F, for example, because I already worked with that a lot of times. So if my value here, this is, if I'm not wrong, this is X, this should be Y, and this should be Z. So if I want to increase the size of my projectile, first of all, I'm going to do a backup of this thing. I'm going to increase it like 0.5, for example. Maybe it will be too much, but it's just 0.3. Let's do it that way. So what I'm going to do is just remember we are using 4 pairs of characters. So I'm just going to do this way. I'm going to copy this, and this is the enter 0. I'm going to modify this. What am I doing? I don't know exactly to what effect I'm increasing, but I know that this controls it. So I know that, for example, this value is 1. I'm modifying to 1.3. This, for example, this value, I don't know what it is. So what I'm going to do now here is Notepad++. I don't want this. I want a new one, 1.3. It's going to be this. Sorry, I'm going to copy this. Do it like that. This value, I don't know what it is. It's 0.8. Since I'm increasing it by 0.3, this should be 1.1. So let's see, this will be my reference. I'm going to make it 1.1. And I'm going to add this value. It should be 8C. Okay, that's the only thing that's going to change. So just 8C. Copy this. And wherever I see that, I'm just going to change it. You have a value of 1 there. So, oops, so I did something wrong here. Yeah, no, this is fine. This is so 1, I'm going to modify like this. This is so 1, I'm going to modify like this. And so on. For C3F. Oh, we have a new value here. Let's see what this is. 1.3. Okay. It's the one I have above. So this should be 1.6. I'm going to copy this. Let's take this as reference. New value will be 1.6. I'm going to copy this. I'm not going to modify this. This is a new value. Yeah, sadly this is how we do it, so Let me just check how it looks by now. This was the last. This is the last one that I modified. There you go. We have a bigger projectile. There are some effects that are still the same size as before, but we have a projectile that moves slowly. But it moves at my desired speed. Maybe it's too slow, but I'll check it. I'm just going to return it to 7. Okay. So yeah, that's how you work with projectiles and effects. And this is say hack and write. Shot say hack and system. Okay. Just to have a cleaner workspace, I'm going to start deleting every shot file that I don't use. So for that, I'm going to remove everything here except strange reflector because I use that. There you go. In fact, what I'm going to do is just remove this, delete folder. Yes, I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to create shot, import multiple things here, strange reflector, say hacken, and shot list. Those are the only things that I really need. I have to modify and paste this. Let's save it. Let's check it again. Strange reflector is HT. Hey. Did I delete something else that I required? Strange reflector, but I have strange reflector. Let me check. Strange reflector. Yeah, I have that. Let me just check if that uses another thing. Let me close this. Shot strange reflector. No, we don't have any reference there. Say hacken. W. What is happening? Let me try again. Maybe I missed something. Where's my Steam? You can use the values in X. Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember. I think. I don't know if Nolan or November one used that.
Welcome to the world of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. The world's greatest heroes are all here. Lay claim to your glorious victory.
Hideo shot. Oh, I know what's happening. I added the shot outside of Hideo's folder. So let's just do it again. I'm going to. Can I do move one level? No. Move down one level. Move down one level. There you go. That's what I wanted to do. To see if I could do that. Yeah, I remember, November man, that you use a hex editor where you check for the float numbers for the conversion. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I'll add the effects later. But for now, this works. You have a bigger projectile with a bigger hitbox. Slow, and I can go behind it. Yeah. But that's say hacking with L. Let's do it with M. I'm going to delete this. And remember, always do your backups. I'm going to where is it? Hideo. Remember, this is available for you to test or to follow with me while I do stuff. This works fine. Okay, let's continue. Let's do say hacken M. So it will be as simple as exporting this one, import again. I'm going to do it also here for the H1. I already added animations. I used 11, 12 will be C, and for H will be 13. Will be D. But what I want to do, let me show you how it looks right now. Well, so this is L. M is going to go upwards or diagonal, as in rival schools or Project Justice. And for H, I'm going to make it vertical. I don't know why, but I'm going to do it like that. Maybe to do something after S. So for that, I need to do other projectile files. So let's go back to Hideo. I'm just going to remove this param. Hey, why didn't you let me? Okay, let me just close this. Close everything. Close that. Yeah. Why do I need? No. Well, I'll check it later. Let's just keep it. So what I'm going to do, let me select everything. Let's just keep say hacken, stretch reflector, and shot list. Everything else I can remove it. Okay, what I'm going to do is copy this twice So in this case, this will say hacken M. No. I should not do that. Say hacken M dot ATI. Hacken S, which is strong. That's the way it is named in game files. So it's weak, strong, and medium, I believe. Okay, let's modify the reference there. So for M, this will be M. I'm not going to modify anything related, or no, you know what, yeah, I'll modify the ATI stuff just to get better angles. So in this case H, this will be S, and for this I want it to be angled. This will be completely vertical, and this will be diagonal, like 45 degrees. But I don't know how to do it directly. So what I'm going to do is to check a reference. So the first thing that comes to my mind is, let's see how Morrigan does it. So cast. If I'm not wrong, Morrigan use extra shot, Solfis S. Yes, she doesn't have anything angled here. If I check the character, let me check here there. Hey, what happened? Did I delete something? Let me just see if I can export it again. That will be H, for example. Yes. So a thing that you can do with your shots is that you can set up the velocity, the acceleration, and the angles here. But also, well, you commonly call it using spawn projectile. The only thing it really does is just to call it by its name. But you can also add or use another command, which is spawn extra projectile. This adds other features like adding rotation, adding position, and other stuff that I don't know. But in this case, we know that this is C or set. I'm going to call it set as the British, just for me to not confuse myself. So this will be set, this is Y, and this is X. This is position, and this will be rotation. We know that Morrigan shows a diagonal solstice. If you see, we have a -30 degrees. And I could do that. I could use a spawn projectile instead of that. Let's add it for the M. This will reset the position, so let's see how it looks. There you go. Goes up there. I may need to modify the position a little bit, but it works. Okay, let's just put a little bit down. Where is this? This is 140. Let's reduce it to 120. And instead of using the same, this is W if I'm not wrong. Convert. Oh, sorry. Text. I need M. Oh, sorry. It's going to be M. This is 40. I need 40. Because what I'm going to do with that is to modify the juggle height. Since the projectile is going forward and upwards, I'm just going to add a little bit more height to it. So instead of 23, I'm going to add 27. Oh, sorry. 27. 27. There you go. A bit less push. So let's 65. 65. It will be subtle, but you'll see. Morrigan does the same. So let me save this. Get me say Haken ATI M. Oh no, sorry, this is W. I need to add my say Haken M and say Haken S. We can add multiple things. I like to arrange this. There you go. I'm just going to replace this again. And let's check. Yeah, that's better. Ah, I can confirm it. That's good. There you go. And let's see the difference. Let's persist it a little bit. Maybe I'll need to add more height, more juggle height. Yeah. So instead of, oh, I kept it as 27. Let's add 35. One more velocity. 35. Let's go. Okay. Yeah. It's subtle, but it's there. Now let's do it for H. No, the projectile. This is from Ryu from Street Fighter 5. This is for Hashogeki, but that attack was not added in Street Fighter 5. That's why it looks weird. Yeah, this is Hashogeki. Okay, I'll use the same thing instead of this extra projectile. Instead of minus 30, let's do minus 90. I think this should be like 0 and a bit higher. So that will be like 200, for example. Maybe too much. 180. And I need S. 53. That will be here. 53. Because if you remember, this is the name just in hex values. There you go. Say Hakenes. Let me just do that. And do this, modify. There you go. Hey. Oh, I modified the wrong one. Cool. Yeah, I modified the M. I'll have to do it again. This was 40. I don't remember the value here, but let's just take it from F0. And this was 120, right? Something like that. It's not calling for the projectile. This is fine. Let me see what's happening here. This case is Seihaken S. We have Seihaken S here. Yes, Seihaken S. Let me just confirm I'm doing it correctly. Oh, I did not save it. Right. So this will be shot. Seihaken S. Let's modify the ATI just a bit. For me, let's increase it. Last one was 35. Let's just add 50. Even less horizontal push, but more speed. Let's see what happens. There you go. And just then, I'm just going to add more hitstone. 35, 35. Same for my other projectiles. W will take more hitstone. And if I'm not wrong, Hadouken is fixed hitstone, right? Yes, it is. This means it will always do the same hitstone, even after scaling. Even after many hits, you will get the same hitstone from this attack. And say Haken W. Oh, I already did this one. Say Haken M. So let's do that. Replace say Haken W. Replace say Haken M. ATI is remember as the file for attack information. There you go. And I wanted to move it a little bit to the front. So in this case it's 0. Maybe with 20 should be enough. It may be too much. We will see. YouTube. Oh, there you go. Maybe as a trap, this will work. I could get there. Ah, this will be a good tool because I'm planning to add diagonal air projectiles. Okay, let me see. I don't know how to get into YouTube chat. I'm just using it to record this. Let me check. YouTube. Let me get into my life. What it says. Is this character you're working on next to be played in the next update? Hopefully yes. It's not going to be a very complicated character to do. But I also don't expect this character to be viable. I mean in the main build because maybe it's not going to be distinct enough. I don't know. That will be for the grade table to decide. But yeah, hopefully it'll be there. There you go. We have say Haken forward, say Haken diagonal, say Haken up. I want to see if we have infinites. Yes, we have. We may have infinites here. Well, not because the cut is going up enough. Yeah, we don't have infinites here. Yeah, okay. Yay, we have proper projectiles. I'll have to add the effects. I'm going to recolor the Hadouken also. But it's working as intended. Cool. What time is it? Okay, the way I commonly work is day one I work with with basic animations. Day two I work with normals. Day three I work with, well, from there onwards I do one special per day. I think this should be enough for now, but let me see. Since this guy has other things that I want to do, I want to prepare the shoryuken, which is called chichoken, something like that. I have not yet created animation, but let me show you what I'm going to use. Chichoken. Yeah, I'll be using this animation for the Dragon Punch. What I have done, and let me see. Yeah, I have time for that. I'm going to add the Tatsumaki, which is, I don't know the name of it. Let me see. Hideo Shimasu. Is this here? It is called Sheinen Kyak. The difference with common Tatsumaki Senpukyak is that the Tatsumaki is airborne, which means Ryu, or the character doing it, is in the air. So if you hit Ryu, you will be at air juggle. But for this guy, he is in the floor. Hideo has always one foot in the floor. So let me see if I get footage for it. No. Okay, here it is. I think it should be around here. There you go. So if you see here, Hideo is in the floor with one foot there. So but I don't want to do, I don't want to add that attack for each strength. So what I'm going to do is to create a quarter circle back, but only with the S button. And I'm planning to make Hideo do more hits if you keep pressing the S button. So if you just want to do one spinning kick, you just press it once. If you want to do two, you keep pressing, and you can until you do 3 hits, for example. But let me see. I think I have the animations ready for that. Yeah, I have Pretatsu. I have Mitatsu. This will be the loop, and then I'll have the end. Okay, for now let's work with the basic, and I'm going to finish with that. Yeah, I animated this early today. I mean, the only thing I did was to modify the leg. Same with the Hadoken. So let's do that. I'll be using Tatsumaki Senpu Kyak from Ryu. Let's see, cast. I'll use Ryu. And I'll be using, let's use Tatsumaki H, grounded. This will be 214, right? Yes. Let me see if I have things here. Let me export this one. And import it as the next one. Or what's this? No, I'm going to leave this for later. I'm going to leave this for later. I don't think I'll be using reverse DP, but I'm going to leave it there. Attack plus S. I don't think I'll be using attack plus S, so let's add it here. Okay, cool. Let me just rename my keyframes. The last one I used was 13. This will be like, I don't know. I'll check later. So 14 will be pre Tatsu. So it's 1, 14. Pre-Tatsu. Mid-Tatsu will be 1, 15. And post-Tatsu will be 1, 16. Okay. Let's add that. Hideo. CMN. Let's see. So that will be 14 to 16. Import. So let me check again. Okay. There you go. I already know how Tatsumaki works, that's why I already work with the animations, but if you need to check that one, you will see that it works in different parts. So the first part, if you see, is grounded. If you remember these values here, if it's a 2, if I'm not wrong, will mean it's airborne. If there's a 1 here, it means it's grounded. So here the animation starts. This will be 13, 14, right? So that will be 0E. Is the pre-animation. Then when at the moment the character is up in the air, the state changes. Now if you see, it's in the air. But for Hideo, I'm just going to remove that because he will always be in the ground. This ground dust effect fits fine. This is a standard effect with 64. I'm not going to use it. I'll be explaining that later. Subtract their action. I don't need that. Okay, the next animation will be the loop. In this case, it will be the 15. So that will be 0F. I have a play sound. Not going to use it right now. I had another play sound here, right? Yeah, I'm going to use it. use that right now. This is the loop. This is the loop again, if I'm not wrong. So F, play sound. I'm not going to use this. And this will be the post attack. So in this case it will be 16, and if you remember, hex values goes until F, so now it will be 10. X physics, this is stopping the attack. Then the character is being grounded again, but since I'm always grounded, I'm just going to remove it. This effect, I don't really know what it is, but it exists. So I'm just going to leave it there. And yeah, that's it. So what I'm going to do is to copy the attack information from Ryu for the Tatsumaki. Cast Ryu. Hey, GD. You were not today to play Hunt. So it's 37. Oh yes. Export. It should be this one. Let me just keep it there. I'm going to update my Hideo ATI. Attack information. So the last one was 29, right? 2B, 2C. Okay, let's work with 2C. And this is going to be multi-hit, frequency of 11 frames. It will start at frame 13. Okay, let's just keep it there. So in this case is 2C. My ATR reference is here, 2C. And this is my collider. So what attack do I have that has the colliders in the right leg? Sorry, it's the left leg. If I'm not wrong, it's the M attack, right? Standing M. That is 1F. Okay. This seems fine. I have my attack information. Let's skip it. Let's skip it. This is Hideo's attack information, but now I need to work with my command special attack because I'm going to use quarter circle back for the Tatsu. And since Doctor Strange has flight mode, he already has this, but I'm not going to use it, so I'm going to delete them. Instead, I'll be using ground 214H. Okay, I'm going to use this one. Just going to duplicate it. Remember, you duplicate it, and it's going to be at the bottom. You can move it up. So here, for example, instead of what's going down, back, that's fine. It's quarter circle back. Instead of H, it's going to be S. I don't want to use this character class because it's not required. Character class things, remember, are hard-coded things for each character. In this case, I use 214, which is Flames of the Faulty. So it has its own rules. That's why it uses that. And instead of 8.5, I'm at D3. So D3, I don't know where it is. Let me search for it in my modding notes. That will be around here. D3 is 821. 821. There you go. We have our command. Let me just save it again. Reload it. There you go. We have a grounded quarter circle back S. You have a subchunk that I don't need. Let me see. Is the one to last? So remove that. That's fine. That's better. All right. Let's see if this works. I use attack information. Common special attack. Like that. Let's see. There you go. Oh, I see what's happening. It may have a reference to another ATI. Let me check that. So this is Ryu's, this is Hideo's. Yeah, I have it here. What's happening is that after, you can set up a rule here that after some hits, or in this case after some frames, it's going to jump to another reference here. In this case it's using 56. If you see here, we have it is at 55. So after some frames, 27 frames, it's going to jump to the next one, 56. So let's just copy that. And add it here. So this is 32, this is 33, this is 34. No, there's something wrong here. 40, 41, 42, this is 43, 44, 45, 46, that's fine. So it's going to jump to 45. Yes. There you go. We have a common Tatsumaki Senpukyaku. But I don't want to use this as it is. I want to get the ability of adding more hits while pressing a button. In this case will be S. So how do I do that? I don't specifically know. Well, I know some characters that have that ability or have that thing already coded. So I'll search for it. Let me check. Let me think. Of course, Ryu has that. Let me see if I can understand it. It should be Hadoken with S. Yes, here it is. Okay. So Hadoken with S is that is Baku Hadoken, right? I think Evil Ryu has it. Yes, if I keep pressing, it does that. But I can mash it and throw different Hadokens. Let me see. Oh yeah, he has it like that. Okay. Let's see, what can I do? What can I do? Let me try to understand this, because Ryu gets in. At frame, it starts. Hey, but why? It has no check here. I think this is hard coded, maybe. Or there's another way for that one. So in this case, what I'm going to do is, instead of having multiple hits here, let's just keep it as 0, -1, -1. And I'm not going to keep the reference there. So what I want to do is to check. We have this animation, frame 24. Okay. If you mashed at frame 25, let's try that. Let's see it at 20. Go to frame 15. I don't know which one is that. If not, you will get allow action. Let me just copy as it is. 273, 74, 173. $239. Spawn the projectile. Let's just throw a random number. 52. This will stop the animation. 136. Okay, this will be 236. And at 39, I'm going to add this. $224. $295. I'm just throwing stuff right now. I need to understand it first, then I'll try to explain. This is 295. Also 195. 189. 186. 74. Save it. Oof. This is tedious. Almost there, almost there. Mm-hmm. 20. Mm-hmm. -3. That was 17. Okay, let's see. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to add like 5 frames, active frames. Let me check. Need that. So. Let's add 6 frames. Start at 5. It's okay. Oh, cool. I need to add fierce here. This is fine. Okay. Let me see, at frame 5, I'm going to add this. This is frame 6. Play animation, hitbox, check mesh. If not, goes to next. Okay, it's working if I mash it. But why is it continuing? Let me see if I'm missing a flag here. Uses 5 state. This is fine. This is fine. Autocorrect. 0, 1, 5. I will change the physics standard effect. Maybe it's too much. So this is 13, 12 frames plus 13 más 30. So 43. At 43, I should have ended this. So let's try that. 43, 42. I don't care about that. So 43 minus 30. Wait, I'm not counting the first part. So Pretatsu is 15 plus 13 is 28 plus 30, 58. Okay, should be 58 then. At 58 is going to end. At 57. 58 minus 30. 28. At 28 I should be doing this animation. I have that attack. That's fine. So 28 minus 13 is 15. So this should start playing at 15. Okay. Let's see if this works. Okay. Oh, there you go. If I do it normally, I do 2 hits. If I mash it, I get another one. Haha, there you go. Now I need to do the rest. Okay, so let's see what's happening. What is happening is that my attack starts at frame 0. It starts with the first animation. I call for the first hitting for reference, which is what is going to do the hit. And then for the next animation, which will be the loop, we will get another hitbox there. And then, this is important, this part is checking at this frame. If you're mashing at that specific frame, I don't know how many frames does it check for you to, or how many frames it registers to, or it buffers for your input, but if it works that way, sorry, if it checks that you're mashing, then it's going to jump to frame 80. I don't have a frame 80 here, so I need to adapt that. So in this case, I'm going to move this to frame 80. But if you're not mashing, then at my decided frame, which is 28, it's going to play the last animation and it's going to stop the velocity. Then it will allow me to move, and then it's going to end the move, because you commonly do, whenever you do something here, for example, you don't need to set up that you are going back to the idle, for example. It's just waiting for the last frame and it ends the state. But here, since we are registering our mash and jumping from frame to frame, this is a way to stop or to break our loop. Just setting that I'm going back to 0, 0, and 0, 0 is my idle. Oh, I just learned something. That is good. So, okay, let's do it again. I got into my frame 80, which is my loop. Then in the next, in the 5th frame, sorry, let me check. Yeah, this is adding velocity. I'm just going to reduce it a little bit. Instead of 7, I'm just going to set it up as 4. Let's, 4, just to check. That is animation. 5 more frames will be 85. Then 3 more frames. Okay, will be 88. Then from there, it's allow action will be 20 will be 48, 29 frames. So 88 plus 29 will be 100. Right? No. Nah, I'm too bad at this stuff. So oh yeah, I was right. And then 1 more frame will be the end. 180. There you go. But I forgot to check my mashing. I have no mashing here, so that will be 25. Oops. Maybe I did something wrong. Oh yeah. That will be 85. 85. After the play animation, hitbox. Okay, play animation, hitbox. that will be, sorry, 15, 20, 25, 18, 90. That will mean this is going to be 98. Ah. Okay, is 5, 20, está bien. 5 más. A esos 5 le agrego 3, 93. 93. 21, 57. 29. Code 22. Just go to frame before. Oh, sorry. Aquí lo dice. Here it says 180. Let's just add one more hit. I did something wrong here. Take mash. Stops the character, which will be the same as here. Then 8, 3. On the 80, 5, 90, 93. This is a low action. 22, 23. Delete this. Delete this. There should not be a need for this. So, let's see if this works. Oof.
Get ready to brawl.
There you go. Now I need to know why. This is fine. So instead of being 2C, it's going to be 2D. 3. I'm going to add 30 frames. This is fine. Seems fine. So what happens if I just remove the allow action? Instead of this, I'm going to disable it. Okay. Going to keep this to 22. At 40, I'm not. Oh, it's soft knockdown. I don't want it to be soft knockdown. So 400. Circle height. Let's lift down to 35, 35. This is half. Okay, no. Oh, that's the reason why. Don't need this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We should do 4. There you go. Okay, it was too much. Let's keep it at 25. And instead of all bounce, spinning, juggle. 60. No, it's too much. 50. Let's give it back. It's pushing it too far. Maybe I should add more velocity. So it was 7, right? Let's add 6. Oh, but I forgot to update this. Aha. The cylinder seems fine. That's cool. Okay. Just to be clear, again, I start my animation. I summon my hitbox. If you see it here, the first time. That's the one. Then I play my loop, which is him just spinning around. I add another hitbox, and then I check if I'm mashing. If I'm mashing, I'm going to jump to the next part, which will be the same, and it will repeat until the 4th time. If I'm not mashing, it will just play the end, and it allow me to move and send me to my idle. So this is repeated 3 times, and that's how I make it a mashable attack. And the last hit, of course, is the one that does the most damage. Oh, that's fine. I like it. Well, there you are. Today we added the counter, a token with different positions, different properties also, and the mashable tatsu. Okay, I think that's it. Next time I'll continue with the specials. I have other ones in mind. Okay, see you then.